Hi everyone. So we have got our first eclipse coming up very soon. So it's going to be on 17th or 18th of September, depending on where you are in the world. And that's going to be a partial lunar eclipse in Pisces. Now, this is a super interesting time. So I thought I'd do a little video here because we have an eclipse and then we have a equinox a few days later. Now, this is no coincidence, and obviously these things change every year where the placements are, but the potency and purpose of an eclipse is really something quite special. And the equinox is the same, really, because an equinox, normally the main things that people look at are solstices, right? You know, winter solstice, summer solstice, and they go, oh my gosh, let's all gather at Stonehenge or Avalon or wherever you find sacred. And that could also just be your home or in your own heart. But equinoxes, it's almost like people are going, okay, apart from there being balance, what is it really about? To answer this and to offer a little bit of wisdom, I'm actually going to start with this eclipse that is coming up. Eclipses they're incredibly powerful because it's like it's a complete shutdown of everything. It's a complete time warp, really. You know, when an eclipse, whether it's a solar or lunar eclipse, you know, whether it is the Earth going between the sun and moon, or whether it's the moon going between the sun and the Earth, there is almost like this shortage, this I say time warp, and it really kind of is. It's like this break in the space-time continuum. And what that really looks like is, you know, it's kind of like a wild card. Anything can happen. And it's often the time where big changes, big shifts occur, like ones that you can't really see. And that's the point, is that your conscious human self won't be able to see what the changes are. But it's a good thing. Because if you take the premise that everything about your life and everything about you has been orchestrated by your higher self, by your higher mind, and you're just choosing how you walk down that path, then it's almost one of those where we can take such faith and reassurance, knowing that whatever's happening anyway, the universe has got me. I've got me. My higher self, who I am, has got me. You know, it's orchestrated for me. Everything's happening for me. There's a silver lining to everything. So often as humans, when we hear the word change, we're going, oh, don't want change. But change is always a good thing. It's always for you. It's to expedite the expansion that you are undergoing. And that is inevitable because that is why you're here. We are here for expansion. It's also where big timeline jumps can occur. Now, what is a timeline jump? The beautiful friends that I channel, they always say that we are fluctuating between millions and billions of dimensions a second. So many, we can't comprehend it with our linear mind that is only in this world of continuity. You know, with this linearization of time, we can't particularly perceive all the fluctuating, vibrating molecules and atoms all around us and everything that is smaller than that. We can't perceive it, right? And what they say is it very much is the vibration that you're holding. And what is your vibration? Your vibration is your emotion. How are you choosing to feel? That determines which dimension is formed. Now, when we get to an eclipse, it's funny because it's almost like we kind of get to this point and we go, oh my goodness, well, now I'm really going to have to, you know, be mindful of my vibration and how I'm choosing to think and feel. And you don't really have to worry on the actual date, because whatever you've gone through, whatever challenges that you've gone through recently, because everyone will have gone through a series of initiations over Lion's Gateway, over the end of August or through August, June, July, August, September, you know, from solstice to equinox. The solstice is the initiator of initiations. The solstices that happen in June and December, they kickstart something. And then as the quarter turns, it's like we shed and we vibrate and we receive so much light. We receive so much light. It's kind of like what my hands are doing on the screen. It's like it's displacing everything. And so when we have our initiations, as some call it, when we go through these experiences that are purposefully created to help us expand and help us learn, help us know ourselves better, help us release the illusions, the shoulds, you know, the shoulds, like when someone says, oh, I should do this or I should be that. they're all other people's expectations. So the solstices create themselves to imbue so much light that everything else is vibrating. Because what happens when you apply light or heat or energy is it vibrates. It starts to change, changes form. So since the solstice, you've changed form. And everything that you experience, whether you've let that emotion run through, whether you've learned from it, whether you've taken the higher ground, whether you've found compassion, whether you've healed, whatever you've been invited to heal. Because remember, everyone is a reflection of you, and the universe is holographic. So it's responding to you and offering something to you to nourish you. But sometimes that nourishment isn't always easy to digest, right? Well, this is the thing, is we get to an eclipse, and eclipses shake things up. This is an eclipse in the sign of Pisces. It's Virgo and Pisces, right? So you have lots of components here. You have this very pragmatic, very meticulous, very detailed, earthly, manifestation-based sign of the zodiac where the sun is, you know, and Earth perceiving that. And then you have the moon opposing the sun in the sign of Pisces. Spirituality, dreams, realizations. What are you choosing to create and embody? How do you interpret spirituality? How do you manifest it? How do you create it? Because if you've got Pisces dancing with Virgo, it's quite interesting, really. And the Earth is slap bang in the middle. And Earth is that physicalization, right? Moon is a reflection. Earth is a physicalization. The sun is the energy. So we have the sun in the sign of Virgo working with our nervous system, working with our small intestine, working with how we organize, how we sort, how we structure, how we pass information along, how we heal, how we nurture. Then we have Pisces reflecting back all that light, bringing that spiritual wisdom, bringing that ability to dream and to not be as pragmatic, but to actually expand and dream a little bit, in the sense that you can create whatever you want. If you can dream it, you can be it. Which dreams are ready to release? Which dreams no longer serve? Which embodiments no longer serve? What needs to happen physically to change your path? But any change that's going to happen is a good thing. What needs to happen in relationships? What needs to happen in your desires? What needs to shift? What needs to change? What needs to be eclipsed so that you can't see it for a moment? You can't see it. Blind. And then you see again with fresh eyes. That's what an eclipse brings. But it's like all of your energy is eclipsed. All of who you are is blind for a moment. Like, where are we? Where am I going? And then lights come back on. Ah, oh, I never saw it from that angle. I never understood it from that perspective. Maybe I'm going to do this instead. Maybe I'm going to do that instead. Maybe I'm going to see it this way. I love eclipses personally. They always bring great change for me personally, as they do for everyone. And I always find it really fascinating, especially when it's a lunar eclipse, when it's the moon being blocked out, because it's showing that the moon is representative of our emotions, our subtle body, our inner child, our feminine energy, our psychic ability. So a lot of times there's a lot of initiations that can occur that can be instigated from a lunar eclipse, right? Because it's that lunar energy that's getting eclipsed. How do we need to change how we're perceiving energy entanglement, quantum entanglement, psychic, telepathy, prophecy, things like this. But then you're followed by an equinox a few days later. And the equinox is when the sun, there's equal day, equal nights, right? The sun is at half of its arc. And it's really fascinating because, yes, it can bring balance and harmony and recalibration. But in order to do that, you kind of have to let go of what's tipping the scales, right? But this particular equinox is almost like a soul graduation. It's like everything that you've gone through, like this particular one, the September one, like Virgo to Libra one is always like a graduation. You've passed the test. Are you going to choose to let go and expand and become more of who you are and welcome in more love, more abundance, more joy, more grace, more compassion, more of what you actually came to create? Or are you going to repeat an old cycle? And some people, many people, most people choose to repeat the cycle, and that's okay. It's not about anyone else, it's about ourselves. What are we going to choose to do? Are you going to be a little bit uncomfortable if needs be? And are you going to be committed to being in your grace and your compassion in order to ascend to the next version of you who holds more light? And that's kind of what's being offered here. Now, I do want to take this moment as well, just with offering that little insight, to invite you. I have a couple of workshops on. One of them is a free workshop on the actual equinox. So on Saturday the 21st, I'm running a free workshop on my YouTube channel. It's at 11 a.m. If you want to catch it live. But of course, it'll be replay. You can go to my website to get the direct link, or just go to my YouTube channel, Ascension to Love with Alice. But on the 19th, a couple of days earlier, Thursday the 19th, I have the honor and the joy of collaborating with Emma Sullivan. Now, Emma is incredible at many things. She's the most amazing tarot reader. She does wonderful hypnotherapy and coaching. And we're going to be bringing a workshop about harmonizing soul connections. Now, this is a big thing right now because there's a lot of disruption in relationships, and about actually bringing in that soul family and maintaining those connections with people that you love and evolving them in love. So Emma and I on the 19th of September are going to be coming together to bring you a really, really powerful workshop, 7:30 until 9 UK time. Of course, there'll be a replay. It's timeless replay, so tune in whenever, watch the replay whenever if you can't be there live. But I would highly recommend that you join it. I would highly recommend, if you are someone that is ready to just feel more fulfilled and more satisfied in your connection with self, with your connection with others, and actually feel like you are forming that family dynamic, that tribe dynamic around you, that's going to be a workshop you won't want to miss. So I do invite you there. If you are experiencing a lot right now and you feel like you'll benefit from a private one-to-one, I open 2 more days, the 23rd and 24th of September, which are Monday and Tuesday. So there's a couple of appointments, one on each day. Feel welcome to book one of those if you are looking for a soul acceleration appointment or a channeled guidance session. But in the meantime, I just wanted to offer you that little bit of wisdom. Say hello. I'll try and start getting more videos out next week. It always depends a little bit about how many people I'm working with as to how many videos I get to put out on my social media, like where I can allocate the time. But I recognize that people are asking for them, so I will definitely be sure to carve out more time in the week to bring through some more channeled guidances. So if you have any questions that you want to ask our star being friends, please submit them to my email address, ascension@aliceheath.com. Feel welcome to work with me one-to-one if it calls to you. And I'll see most of you on the 19th and some of you again on the 21st online. I will show you a couple of crystals that have just joined my wonderful home as well that are looking for their light workers. I wonder if any of you have ever heard of kunzite. This really beautiful, beautiful being. I have 3 pieces of this sacred stone available. It's incredibly rare, especially to get one of this depth and this magnitude. Gaia gifted this wonderful kunzite. Kunzite is favored by beings such as Kuan Yin, Mother Mary. She brings such a connection between the mind and the heart. This is the stone that connects your mind and heart and brings them into a secure relationship so that you can feel welcome within your body, so that your heart can open, so that you can receive unconditional abundance, unconditional love, so that you're actually not blocking it. It's a very peaceful, calming stone. It's a great stone to have in a car, on car journeys, in your home, just to settle the energy. But as soon as you even are in the presence of kunzite, deep peace will be felt. You'll feel the stone activate all over your crown, all over your heart, all through your body. So it's really, really beautiful. So I just wanted to show you one of the 3 pieces, because I know I do get asked about them and not everyone is seeing the crystal page that I have, the Ascension crystals of the One True Heart, or on Instagram, Ascension Crystals Dorset. And the other one is labradorite, the stone of magic. I have some really beautiful, very high sheen. Look at that. Free form labradorite pieces. Very heavy. This one's 2.5 kilos. I have a couple that are 1.5 kilos. But they are wonderful for prophecy, for scrying, for deepening and developing your psychic gifts. It is known as a stone of magic for a reason. It really helps you tap into your mystery school awareness, your remembrance. It's favored by ascended beings such as Isis, Merlin, Anubis, Thoth, the Lady of the Lake. It's going to be very powerful to use or work with labradorite around the lunar eclipse and around moon cycles. So if they call to you, feel welcome to drop me an email. I'll have a look at the other ones that are available as well. But I just wanted to give them a shout out because I know that they don't often get much airtime. It's hard that you see them. So, and of course, a couple of little rhodonite eggs, which are great for inner child healing. But for now, this eclipse, this equinox, it's going to be a time of great love coming through, great change. Embrace it. Embrace the you that's been waiting to just drop in. I love you all. Thank you for being here, and I will see you very soon. Lots of love.